Hey, welcome everybody to Platinum Podcast. Today I'm joined by Rick Curcio with Ashmore. Our producer Presley brought some stuff to my attention about a show that you guys were on.
TV show?
Yeah, man. I want to hear a little bit about this. So it was on Fuse TV, if I'm not mistaken?
The Fuse Network, if you remember that. So there was MTV, obviously everyone knows MTV, VH1, and then Canada, I believe is where the Fuse Network, that was like the MTV of Canada.
I tricked it out a little, did a little custom work to it. She's a sweet ride.
How that really started was we caught wind of a Battle of the Bands, and we used to do a lot of Battle of the Bands in Dallas when they used to have Battle of the Bands.
Those were fun back then.
Yeah. And my bass player was the one who kind of signed us up for that and heard about it. And so we started participating in these Battle of the Bands, doing our original music, and doing pretty well at them, winning pretty much all of them. And so we didn't really realize what they were doing was in 16 major cities in the U.S., they were holding these Battle of the Bands, and they were going to take the winner of each city and put you together for one final battle. And I think the original plan was to have everyone go and do a battle at the Whiskey A Go-Go in L.A. And then somehow or another, Bodog, which was a online gambling site, that's what that was first, as far as I remember, it was like online poker.
Interesting.
They ended up making a record label, and so it got bigger and bigger. It snowballed, and it became, well, now we have more budget, I guess, and so instead of having a final show there, we're going to do a reality show. I didn't know anything about reality. I knew about, I think maybe The Real World and what was like Survivor or something.
So they were just kind of kicking off at that time.
Yeah, and I should have paid more attention to what reality TV was, and so I just assumed it was going to be more like a, American Idol, more about the music, but it was definitely, they were looking for a reality show.
Okay, so you guys had the camera crews following you around, and
so
your everyday life.
Yeah, they flew us out to Cleveland, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we did the final battle at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then all the winners of that got on tour buses, and we just started going from there, and they filmed, every waking moment of your life for, a few weeks. It would have, I think it was maybe a month and a half or two if you made it through the whole thing, and of course we did not make it through the whole thing. But
how far did you guys make it?
We did a few cities. We were a few days in Cleveland, stop over in Kentucky or something. We were on our way to Memphis, and we did Memphis. We ended up in New Orleans. That's, I remember more of, I guess. I don't know if we were there longer, or it just kind of became more real when we were there.
Okay.
And then they were pretty smart about it. They kind of, on their way through Texas, they kind of kicked us off and dropped us back off home, But
that's pretty interesting.
And the idea of the show was not real clear cut, but I think that what they announced was the idea was going to be, you're following these bands and who you like and don't like, and all their turmoil, and then there's going to be, down to one winner, and that winner's going to get a record deal.
Okay.
And pretty much none of those bands are still bands, just us.
So at this point, when you guys are doing this reality show, you guys are playing original music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we're doing our own stuff, which we did. I think we started really as a band. Now I joined Ashmore as the new guy back in 2004. They were already kind of a band, not gigging very much, and then things started taking off from there. And I think we did original music till, I don't know, at least a good solid 4 years of that. 4 or 5 years of that, and then by then we started transitioning, getting booked at Sherlock's and doing big cover shows, and finding out that, boy, there's a lot more money in Texas playing covers than there is playing originals.
Right, sad but true.
Yeah. So
I take it that doing this reality show had to have opened up a lot of doors for you guys.
Yes and no. I think of some funny moments from that, because it was on Fuse. I think had it been on a different network here, it might have been a little different.
Yeah, something like MTV or something would have picked it up.
Yeah, and anytime we've done anything significant, especially in those early days, we got told this is a turning point for you. Everything in your life's going to change, and it didn't really. I think we started with some things like Dave Evans, who was actually the original AC/DC singer prior to Bon Scott. Mm-hmm. We did some shows with him. Opened for Janie Lane of Warrant, and then obviously the big one was Bon Jovi. We got to.
That had to have been cool.
Yeah, that was probably the highlight of my whole life, probably.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, that was John Bon Jovi himself did a contest. Basically, he said local band, bands aren't getting the recognition and the ability to break out of their hometowns and stuff like they used to, and so he was.
It's a lot harder now.
Yeah, and he gave everyone a chance, and so they had another contest in Fort Worth, and it was a battle of the bands type of scenario, and the winner got to go open for him. And I think it was supposed to be whatever town Bon Jovi got to, you were going to be the local opener for that town. He had already played Texas, and so kind of lucky for us, the next leg of the tour was in Canada, so we got flown up to Montreal and got to play a big festival in Montreal.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I want to thank you again for coming out. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. Welcome back to Let's Talk Music. Hope to see you the next time.
This is like the hip hop radio deal where you give the shout outs to Cricket and Little Shorty and Little Stanky.